Maison Margiela's Fall 2026 ready-to-wear collection, under the exacting and subversive eye of Glenn Martens, played out less like a presentation and more like a challenge. Staged in Shanghai, marking the house's first runway outside of Paris, the setting was a vast container yard, towers of red, blue, and green steel framing a moment that felt both industrial and intensely intimate. Martens began where Martin Margiela once did, with destruction as creation. The collection was rooted in creative upcycling, an ethos that rejected polish in favour of process. Nowhere was this more visceral than in a monumental 90-kilo dress composed of shattered porcelain, a mosaic of fragility and force. As it moved, its hem scraped and shrieked across the concrete, a haunting soundtrack to fashion's unmaking. Elsewhere, illusion took centre stage. Layers, 8 deep, of glassy organza were printed, painted, and moulded into hypnotic surfaces that seemed to ripple with movement. These looks were partially obscured by Margiela's signature masks, veiling the face just enough to reveal the eerie stillness of doll-like makeup beneath. A study in anonymity and identity, concealment and exposure. Evening wear arrived like a second skin. Jersey was stretched and bonded over the internal architecture of tailored garments so tightly that every seam, every structure beneath, became visible. Ghostly impressions of suiting revealed through a translucent veil. This tension between inner and outer worlds extended into leather pieces, where jackets, trousers, and dresses were left deliberately unfinished, their raw edges curling like exposed nerve endings. The house's iconic bianchetto treatment, white paint brushed over garments as both erasure and revelation, appeared across inwardly draped silk gowns, strictly cut tailcoats, and even an argyle mohair skirt suit, each piece caught between refinement and ruin. In a gesture both archival and alchemical, dresses dating back to the 1870s, sourced from Paris flea markets, were drenched in beeswax, then suspended and left to harden mid-drip. Time itself seemed to crystallize within them, fabric transformed into relic. Throughout, materials spoke louder than silhouette. Upcycled metal wires, vintage velvets, fringed blankets, furniture jacquards, and brittle tapestries were reimagined as garments that felt less worn than inhabited. Taffeta surged and spiraled around the body in sculptural waves, matte cream and high-shine lavender catching the light like liquid architecture, while tailored forms dissolved under layers of silk and lace. In Martin's hands, perfection was not simply undone. It was interrogated, fractured, and ultimately redefined. This was Margiela not as memory, but as living, breathing inquiry.